All right, so it's recording. Welcome back, Hawks. I'm Olivia Kint, and today we have Emily Autry, junior goalkeeper on the women's soccer team. Emily, we're already halfway through the semester. How does it feel to be getting back into the swing of things?
Heck yeah, it's been awesome. Obviously, COVID has been a challenge already, but it's been really nice and really helpful to be able to go on the field. There's a lot of people in our conference who aren't as lucky as us, and it's been really nice to get to meet new people like you, and get going again. And even though it's not in the normal way, it's been really nice to have a little bit of normalcy in terms of soccer back here on campus. So yeah.
For sure, and pretty sure everyone knows our fall season has been pushed to the spring, conference only. How are you feeling for this upcoming season? What are you excited about, maybe nervous about going into a spring instead of a fall soccer season?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess I'll start. I'm most excited just to be playing. We're really lucky again in this pandemic that we're in to even have the opportunity to get to play. However that may be, whether it is, not as many games as we'd like to see, but in any way, just to get to play again. Especially because we have a lot of new people on our roster, we have a lot of new faces. And a new coach as well, which we've never really had the opportunity to play under him yet. But it's just from practicing, it's been so heartwarming, and just I'm so excited to see what we can do on the field. It's going to be so much fun when we do get to play. Nervous. Obviously, we're used to playing in the fall. So I'm intrigued to see how it works in the spring, just in terms of with all the other sports that are going to be playing too. Obviously, if football plays in the spring, obviously baseball is going to play in the spring. I guess I'm very nervous for that, to see how that all works out, just because we're not a huge campus. So, but either way, I think it's going to be really great either way, just to be able to play. And I know our team is very eager to get back on the field in whatever sense that might be, just in some sort of competition soon. So definitely excited.
Absolutely. And not having sports for what seems like, I think it's 7 months now, 7 months counting. Definitely going to be excited to come back to the field, especially for you after a 17-game campaign with 81 saves and a .802 save percentage in 2019. And I think we've kind of talked about this at practice, and I think one of them must have been your fishbowl questions, but you've mentioned that you played volleyball and swam and possibly other sports as well. I don't only know those two, but what was it about soccer that stuck and made you want to pursue soccer collegiately?
Yeah, so I've been an athlete in my family. I grew up with 3 brothers, and all 3 of my brothers are, on the academic side of things. They played sports here and there growing up, but I was the one who was known as the athlete of our family. So I grew up playing anything and everything. But yeah, like you said, so I played volleyball in high school. I swam competitively my whole life along competitive soccer. And it really wasn't until probably when I first got into high school that soccer was my number one. Just because I had done both for so long, and I eventually had to have that conversation with my parents, and they were like, you're going to have to pick. Like, now that you're in high school, like, your academics are going to start picking up. Like, you can't just go from practice to practice to practice. You're going to have to pick. And I think what made me choose soccer is I was just like, I knew that's what I was the best at. My mom always talked about how, like, I could swim before I could walk, and like that's the running joke in our family, but soccer just kind of felt different. I knew I was good, and I knew that I had a chance to be better. But in terms of like mentally, just being able to mentally handle all the different sports, I think has taught me a lot, especially at the collegiate level. Like, as you know, as any college athlete knows, the mental commitment that a college sport takes is insane, and you don't ever really understand that unless you are a college athlete. So I think just having the background of playing a whole bunch of sports growing up really helped with that too. But yeah, soccer was just kind of, it was the most like streamlined I guess, if that makes sense. But in high school, so I played volleyball my freshman and sophomore year of high school. And it got to the point where my volleyball coach was like, you can either play high school volleyball or club soccer because they were at the same time. And she made me choose, and I obviously chose soccer. So that one kind of got ex-nayed right out of the bat. But that was the first time I like really was forced to choose a sport. And ever since then, it just kind of happened. I went with it.
Yeah, now I know Illinois' soccer season for high school spring, is that the same way in Missouri?
Yeah. So
Right.
club normally goes. So we have like state cup. There's a summer state cup and a fall state cup for club, and then club usually ends around like the end of January, beginning of February, because then high school like preseason stuff is starting then too, and then high school starts in March. So
it's so weird to like see the different like seasons for it. For Indiana,
the
we
opposite.
start high school conditioning in June.
Yeah.
And then go all the way through. I think the final game is in October. I think it's always Halloween final game. So it's just so weird to like see like the flips. And then
for sure.
California, West Coast, they have it in the winter. That's just beyond me at that point.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so you said that you had 3 brothers, kind of the only athlete in the group. Like your brothers pushed you athletically, or just like were supporting branches?
Yeah, I think it was more like obviously growing up being the only girl in the house, you have to learn how to like hold your ground. And boys will be boys. They'll, you wrestle, you play, they teach you. And
Sure.
I think it was definitely more of, not to say that they weren't the athletes, because my brothers played baseball and basketball, they did it. It just, they were more the brain side of the family. But just like growing up in that environment where it was, you got to compete with the boys. It's all about that. And they've always been super supportive of, my athletic endeavors, and will come to my games when they can. And they will always be my biggest supporters too.
Absolutely. And that's great. Great to hear. Great to have that family connection.
Absolutely.
And you're a nursing student.
I am.
Long nights.
Long
nights on
long
soccer.
Absolutely.
Long nights. With nursing, I think we've talked about it a little bit, like pediatrics, but what would be your absolute dream job? Money didn't matter. Anywhere around the world, any hospital you possibly think of, like where do you see yourself absolutely like ecstatic to go to work every day at?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because I was having this conversation with my mom just the other day,
Oh my God.
just about like where location wise I would see myself, and the answer I always give to people is anywhere, because as a nurse, like you will have a job quite literally anywhere that you want to go. And I like to think of myself as just like a free spirit, and it's like I want to go where life is going to take me. I want to go where God is going to push me. And I always think like if I make a decision now, it's like my decision today could be different from my decision in a month and in a year, and like by the time I graduate, like it's just, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm so open. I always tell people I'd like to go south because I hate the cold. But honestly, literally anywhere. And like you said, I know for a fact I want to work with kids. I've always been a kid person my whole life, whether that be in the pediatric kind of sort of way or newborns, work in a nursery. Definitely like ages newborn to like 15. But yeah, I'm super blessed with this career because I will always have a job. There are so many people who, especially like during the pandemic, who weren't as lucky as the healthcare providers, who are working even more now than they would before. And it doesn't matter where I go, I will always have work. And I'm hoping, I'm very excited to graduate and to get out there and start working. It's just a matter of making it through, but I can't wait to start, and wherever that may be, it'll be fun. So
great. Now we're nearing the end of this interview. I just want to do some rapid fire questions, make it a little fun.
I'm ready.
All right. Your favorite color?
Blue.
What shade?
Like the wall. behind you.
Okay, so like a turquoisey blue.
Like a turquoisey kind of teal. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Favorite all-time athlete?
Ooh. Soccer wise, Tim Howard. Baseball wise, Yadier Molina.
I like that you split it up. I always do that too.
Of course.
Your favorite food?
Pasta.
Any specific sauce?
Oh, I mean, I'm a sucker for a good mac and cheese. So.
Yeah, good stuff. Are you a morning or a night person?
Ooh, probably night. Probably night.
Your go-to coffee order?
Oh, Liv, you can't do me like that.
This is a hard one. I know.
If we're going to Dunkin', I've been getting a cold brew with vanilla and whole milk. That's been my Dunkin' order. My Starbucks order, I've been on the Starbucks double shot with white mocha and cream. That's 5 shots of espresso. That's what I've been on. You know, nursing school gets you like that sometimes.
Right.
But anything. I'll drink anything.
I feel that. So you're 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Out of your 20 years, what has been your favorite Halloween costume now that we're in October?
Whoa. Okay. Shoot. All right. Well, last year we did mermaids. Mermaids was fun. We found like these mermaid leggings at Five Below last year, and then made like seashell shirts. That was super fun, and like doused ourselves in glitter. So that's always fun. You know, glitter makes
Oh,
everything.
absolutely.
So that was definitely a good one. We did baseball players one year as well. 80s, that was fun. I'm a sucker. I love Halloween, so it's good.
Always getting to dress up.
Absolutely.
All the fun. Well, that's all the time we have. Emily, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys later.
Peace out.